Hi, welcome to your daily dose of dopamine with Robert and Susan. I was just about to tell Robert a story in our last episode. Um, we were talking about unconditional positive regard, and I was looking through my lifetime. I clearly got that from my parents. I was one of those children who had, wonderful parents, but certainly a lot of kids don't. And I said to Robert, does it count if it comes from your dog? Because dogs just love us. When I was 13, a dog showed up at our door from my uncle who had had it with his dog, who was a puppy, who had chewed up a chair and he had beaten her. And so she was afraid of everybody.
Mhm.
And he didn't want to have that around in his house anymore. So he brought her over to us. And she ran all the way through the house, as far away from the door and the people as she could get, and went right under my parents' bed and didn't come out. And that was true for 2 weeks. And I found this incremental, beautiful connection building by going in, and I would lie down on the floor. I didn't put my hand under the bed. I just, it was just me. And then, I'd say something, and we had changed her name, of course, because her other name was Susie. And so it didn't really work with my name being Susie also. But we named her Sabra, which is a Hebrew word, which means native of the land. And it was like she was
Read that
reborn,
definition again, what it's meant.
native of the land, a
Okay.
native person. And so we felt like she was kind of being reborn in our home. And it's an example that I'm feeling fits into this conversation because I did eventually, just take my hand a little bit closer underneath the edge of the bed and just leave it there. I didn't reach all the way in and touch her. And this was a process of 2 weeks of building trust and her feeling safe. I took food and then I would leave it, and she would eat from under the bed somehow. And so we were talking about unconditional positive regard, and that unconditional peace, if you've never experienced it, if you've never felt it from family or whatever, wherever you can get it, even if it's from your puppy, I think you need to give yourself credit that really counts. That dog wants to be with you. He wants to be with you, so that counts. You think?
I absolutely do. It speaks toward, once again, going back to Brene Brown, that we're wired for this. And when I say we, it does mean animals. And it's part of my heart's play toward the way we treat animals because they don't have nearly the capacity to take care of themselves or survive the way we do. They are survivors. However, the way that we've trained them, especially domestic animals, they are reliant upon us for the most part to have any quality of life at any rate. And so, with that, hundreds and maybe thousands of years of domestic grooming that we've done to this species, it is so incredibly important that we meet them where they are.
Yes. And then when they give it back to us, that's what I'm wanting to. I mean, the first time I'm really thinking about it, count their affection, their love, their wanting to be right next to us. Count that.
Yes.
That is a living creature who's saying, you're worth something. I value you. I love that. Whether it's a cockatoo that sits on your shoulder or a pet hamster or whatever it is,
Have you
count.
have you seen the bumper sticker that says, "Dear God, please allow me to be the person my dog thinks I am"?
Yes, yes, yes.
I think that underscores what you're saying right there, and
Going back a couple episodes ago to
yeah,
those guys wearing the armor,
yeah.
how hard is it for love to penetrate that? I think it is a vulnerability. It is a willingness to take that level of risk. We try not to use the word try in our honoring Master Yoda. But it is an important, and we try not to use the word but, and it is an important piece of the puzzle, I think.
I do too. That's it for your daily dose today. We'll see you next time.